Hi everyone, thank you for visiting my travel channel where we talk about the places, foods, and cultures of the world and expand our minds in the process. My name is Trevor and today's topic is the island of Kauai and the top 10 things you should do on your visit. Let's jump right in and go traveling with Trev. Number 10. Kauai Backcountry Adventures. This company offers ziplining as well, but I think the best activity is their mountain tubing, especially the day after flying in. You get to enjoy a relaxing lazy river ride that most ages can participate in. Going through the old sugar plantation irrigation system, it shows the labor that was put into making these hand-dug canals and tunnels. I also appreciated that they will teach you a bit about the sugarcane era in Kauai and why these irrigation systems were built in the first place, showcasing how they were built as well as the effects they had on transforming the island. Additionally, if you are lucky on the ride up to the starting point, you will get to see a beautiful view of Mount Waialeale, one of the rainiest places on Earth and a mountain that is extremely important to the ecosystem of the island. Overall, the ride is a blast. You get to learn more about the island's history, the tour guides bring a lot of energy and humor, as well as plenty of photo opportunities throughout. I think it's something unique to the island, so unless you hate sitting on your bum and relaxing, I think everybody should try it out at least once. Number 9. Waimea Canyon, also known as the Grand Canyon of the Pacific. This stunning natural wonder really makes you feel small. The helicopters in the distance look like toys up against these canyons. Packed with red rocks and some waterfalls, it is worth the drive up. But don't stop there, because you can head to Kalalau Lookout, considered the highest point of the island. On a clear day, you can catch great views looking into Kalalau Valley. There's also lots of hiking options all around the canyon, but always remember the important principle of leave no trace. Number 8. Princeville Botanical Gardens.
This garden is located on the northern side of the island and is full of tons of different flowers and fruits. You'll get to smell them as well as see the functionality of some of the flowers, like one that is used for shampoo. It's incredible to believe the garden is only 15 years old at the making of this video, with how much growth you will see in the 9 acres. There's a couple of botanical gardens on the island, but for me, this one took the cake for 2 reasons. One was getting to sample some of the fruits grown, and 2 was the fact that they will also incorporate a chocolate tasting into their tour, where they will teach you about the chocolate making process, as well as sampling different forms of dark chocolate. They are also growing their own cacao trees and chocolate bars. Number 7. Visiting the Hanepepe Art Show on Friday nights. I love this activity on a Friday night because it brings out the island's biggest little town, as they say. It's also a great way to support local art vendors and food vendors, which I think is really important as well. Number 6. Going on a sunrise hike. Coming from the Pacific Northwest, I love to hike, and Kauai has no shortage of options for any hiking enthusiast. The one I chose for my sunrise hike was Mount Nui Nui, also known as the Sleeping Giant. I started on the western side because I felt like it had a really scenic section of trees that you could walk through and make you feel like you're going through the Hall of Trees. But regardless of what side you choose, it ultimately will lead you to the same views at the top. Be aware, parking can and most likely will be limited if you choose to do the hikes later in the day. I would also recommend good shoes that can handle mud if it has rained the day before. Also, be aware, the trail does start near some of the homes of local residents. So, if you are starting bright and early, just be sure to be quiet until you get into the wooded part of the trail. Before long, you will be at the top and enjoying some lovely views overlooking the western side of the island. You may think it's over when you get to the part where the eastern side of the trail meets the western, but you can actually go a bit further for some even better views of the island. This part of the trail will have a bit of small rock climbing, so do be careful. But it's hard to beat the views overlooking the town of Kapa'a and the western side. Plus, watching the sun rise over here was really extraordinary. Number 5. Kilauea Point National Wildlife Refuge. Beyond having a beautiful shoreline and an amazing lighthouse, this spot does a great job taking care of various seabirds you wouldn't commonly see elsewhere. Some of the birds are seasonal, while others nest here year-round. You can also book tours with them, but be sure to check their hours. Number 4. Kayak Honolulu. You can get a guide or just rent your own kayaks. Our guide, Kula, was a 5th generation from Honolulu, and learning about his family and the history of the island felt like a better experience than just kayaking by ourselves. Snorkeling is included on the guided tour. Kula also taught us about the importance of the reefs for the ecosystems, as well as the various fish you would expect to see among them. He even took the time to find us a sea turtle for our group and how to spot it under the waves. I will say, as much as I enjoyed the snorkeling in Honolulu Bay, my favorite snorkeling still has to be the number 1 thing to do on this list. Number 3. Seeing some turtles at Poipu Beach. This gorgeous spot has some great swimming options, but it is also famous for how many turtles come here to rest after a day of feeding. I'm not talking 1 or 2 turtles. There are over 50 turtles coming out of the water around sundown. I have never seen so many wild sea turtles in one spot relaxing. You will also find volunteers that keep count of how many turtles show up at night and make sure that nobody is disturbing their peace. Full moon is of course the best time to see it, but you can catch a glimpse when the volunteers count them out. A monk seal may also show up on the beach, relaxing the day away. Number 2. Hiking in Haiena Park, or more specifically, hiking the Kalalau Trail. So, I know I mentioned doing a sunrise hike already, but this one I feel takes a special place. When you look at the trail online, it may show you that it's an 11 miles there and back. While true, you can also do shorter options with still stunning stops along the way to waterfalls or even beaches. This hike does require a permit and it can book out, so be sure to reserve your spot in advance. Additionally, you will need to shuttle in due to the high demand of people who want to hike this trail. However, the views of the Nepali cliffs are stunning and you get to see so much lush vegetation during the hike. You won't have cellular service on this hike, so make sure you are prepared going into it. Number 1. Nepali Riders Boat Tour. This was my favorite thing I did on the island. I would recommend taking the sunrise tour for a couple of reasons. For starters, the early morning tour is the best chance you are going to get at seeing the spinner dolphins up close. And it gives you the highest chance of them being active and doing their flips. You are also going to get to watch the sun rising over the Nepali cliffs, as well as getting to head to the cliffs before any of the other boat tours. This is going to allow for you to have some great photo shots. These Nepali cliffs are really the natural wonder of Kauai. But also included in the tour is seeing the sea caves. Your captain will take you right into the caves as long as the weather is permitting. Finally, as an added bonus, they will take you to some deep water snorkeling that was my favorite on the whole island. You get to see entire schools of fishes that swim amongst you. Somebody in my group even got to see a turtle in the water. Nepali Riders is a small, family-owned business that I would recommend for people wanting a bit of adventure on their trip to Kauai. Kauai is a beautiful island with a vibrant culture. But when visiting, always remember to be respectful to those who call it home. That way, we can ensure future generations may always enjoy this beautiful landscape. If I missed anything you think was important, let me know. And thanks for traveling with Trev, and be sure to like, comment, and subscribe for more content.